Hey, what's up guys, Sir Emanon here, and welcome to another feature match commentary on the channel today. So this is going to be round 2 of my online Discord tournament featuring Jeebus McAsian on Adamancipator Prank Kids versus How Can My 5 Please on Lightsworn and Fam Nights. So if you guys do want to play in future tournaments, definitely go ahead and check out the link to the Discord server in the description box below as usual. But let's go ahead and get started here without any further ado. So it looks like we're going to see the Lightsworn and Fam Night player win the RPS, and they're going to opt to start. Also, I have realized that as you guys are seeing this video, it's already going to be March 1st, which means the ban list is going to drop anytime soon. So I'm going to try and pump out as many of these feature matches for you guys so that, they're not outdated. I realize that there's a lot to get through because I do want to cover very many matches, even like multiples throughout earlier rounds. But be on the lookout for those. I might do double uploads or who knows, even triple uploads? Probably not, but definitely be on the lookout for a lot of this content in the near future. But the opening hand for Lightsworn and Fam Night going first is going to be Charge, Danger Jackalope, Felice, Wyver Burster, and Torn Scales. So this deck definitely is playing all combo cards, probably not playing hand traps. So this hand is definitely looking pretty solid. Has a couple of starters and ways to put bodies on board, which is definitely pretty nice for a deck as explosive as this one. And then the opening hand for the Rock deck is going to be Guardian, Parallel Exceed, Researcher, Roxy's, and Gamma. So has a very, very strong hand trap going second against combo, and then has both parts of the engine as well. So should be a pretty dynamic back and forth game, hopefully. So they're going to start with a copy of Charge of the Light Brigade, milling 3 for cost, hits Raiden, Levianeer, and another copy of Charge. And that's going to search a copy of Lumina from deck to hand. And then from here, they're going to activate Jackalope. So that is going to be sniped. So the Jackalope does hit, or trigger rather, and summons a copy of the Tsuchinoko from deck. And then from here, they're going to normal summon the copy of Torn Scales and then use the effect pitching the Felice out of hand. And it looks like he's going to chain Gamma in response to negate and destroy it. So that is quite solid because this is obviously a very strong starter card. And he knows one of the cards in hand is the Lumina. So there's only one other possible extender. But it is Wyver Burster, so going to go and banish the Jackalope to summon itself. And then those two are going to be linked away for Anaconda. So he's playing the Dragoon package, which is a bit risky with the Charge of Light Brigade especially, and just Lightsworns in general milling, but definitely not bad in cases like this where you get hand trapped. So Wyver Burster gets to search for the Collapse Serpent, and then going to activate Anaconda here, I would imagine. Yeah, it's going to pay 2,000 and then send the fusion materials to summon out Dragoon from the extra. And then from here, let's see if they actually use it. And it looks like they are going to pop both of the side frames, burning for 3,500 damage in total, which does turn on future copies of Gamma, notably. But they are going to pass from here. And for turn, the top deck is going to be Signs, which is a pretty nice extender in this case. Only has to really play through one interruption because both of the cards in hand are known. So should be a fairly manageable board state for this deck, given the way this hand has shaken out. So going to normal summon the copy of Roxy's, even opts to go for this over the Guardian, and then special summon the Researcher. And then going to link away the Roxy's for a copy of Meow Meow, and then activates Roxy's. Chooses not to use Exceed here, so maybe banking on the Roxy's being negated by Dragoon, which is quite interesting. But Guardian will be banished because Roxy's does resolve, so that's going to draw Nibiru, and then Roxy's will summon out a copy of Lampsies from deck. And then from here, going to use the Researcher. That is going to activate 5 and hit Supplier, being the last card there. So that's going to put the rest back, and then Supplier gets to search a copy of Guardian here. And then next, he's going to link for a copy of the Dodo, and then going to trigger both Parallel Exceed and Lampsies. So Lampsies is going to burn and then summon out Roxy's, and then Parallel Exceed going to summon itself. And then the effect on field is going to summon a second copy of Parallel Exceed. Go take the 500 damage here. And then from here, going to link summon it to a copy of Appaloosa. So they missed their window to use Dragoon from this point. And then here, he's going to synchro summon for a copy of Raptite with the Parallel and the Researcher. And then Raptite activates to hit, looks like a copy of Guardian, which should be in defense position. But this is pretty interesting. We could Signs back a tuner for Leonite if he's playing it, and then go from there. There's also a Dragite, which I imagine will hit the board eventually to out Dragoon, because that's one of the cleanest outs to it. He's thinking, gonna overlay for Gallant Granite actually, so that's gonna activate. Probably searching Seeker here. Yeah, because we have Raptide on board still, so that just gets an extra extender here. So Seeker gonna activate. That is going to Excavate 5 and then hit Doki Doki. Pretty solid for sure, because this Guardian was searched earlier off the supplier, so it's free pitch fodder. So potentially getting an Analyzer as well. Gonna Synchro Summon a copy of Dragite, and then gonna activate Signs. That's gonna bring back the Raptite and actually stack the Analyzer on the deck, or on top of the deck rather, so that Dragite can guarantee bounce the Dragoon. So pretty solid, just don't want to take any chances. Dragite going to hit 3 rocks anyway, and then bounce with the monsters. And this already is the end of the game, even though he could have technically tried Dragoon, even though it would have fetched the Appaloosa. It's still over game because he's only on 55. So yeah, this should just be game. And that's going to be the end of game 1 here. So Rock's going to actually take it going second, be able to hand trap and then break the board. But now we're going to move into game 2, and it looks like Lightsworn Frame Knights are going to start things off again. If you guys are enjoying this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more commentary similar to this style. But the opening hand for Lightsworn Frame Knights going first this time around is going to be Chaos Space, Charge of the Light Brigade, Levianeer, Felice, and the Pendulum Chaos Emperor. So, pretty good hand again. Opening Charge and Felice both times, I'm pretty sure. Chaos Space is also just a really sick starter card and an extender card. So, solid hand. And then the opening hand for Rocks is going to be Gamma, Doki Doki, Ash, Researcher, and another copy of Gamma. So a lot of hand traps, 2 hand traps that are usable here. And then a couple of really solid cards. Researcher always is nice to see. But this hand I think is a lot more resilient than the last one, so we'll see. Gonna start with a copy of Charge, that's going to mill 3. Hitting Torrent Scale, Minerva, and Fogblade. Those are some nice ones. And then that's going to search for a copy of the Lumina. And then going to Chaos Space, pitch Felice. Oh yeah, Minerva is mandatory, right? Let me just check. If this card is sent to the hand or deck to the graveyard, send the top card. Yeah, it is mandatory. So that actually hit another copy of Felice, which will trigger here, actually. So that does get to special summon itself for free since it was sent via a monster effect. So yeah, the Felice should have hit the board before a Chaos Space was activated there. But he didn't shuffle the deck prior, so it's fine. Felice hits the board, and then Chaos Space, I believe, searched the Chaos Creator, which is quite good. He says I should have kept my mouth shut. Yeah, but gotta maintain the game state. Gonna go for the Fogblade. That's going to banish itself to bring back the Torrent Scales. And then effective Torrent Scales, pitching the Chaos Emperor. That's going to send a copy of the Ancient Cloak. Chooses not to Gamma this time around because there still is a normal summon, and we know that Lumina is in hand, so probably waiting for a more practical point. Gonna go for Ancient Cloak, Banish to search for a copy of Silent Boots. And then going to Special Summon Silent Boots. It actually doesn't activate, it doesn't start a chain. Just summons itself. Gonna overlay for Dante, actually, which is quite nice. This is like PK Fire, reminiscent, if you will. That's gonna mill 3. Looks like playing Droplet as well. I wonder if that's cited in here. But definitely not bad. Hits another copy of Boots off the mill too. And then going to Banish 2 to bring out the copy of Chaos Creator from hand. And then going to Chaos Space. Or I was going to say, what is Chaos Zone? I wasn't sure. But going to put back the Chaos Emperor and then draw 1. Draws another copy of Chaos Space. And then going to banish the Silent Boots for a copy of Wing, actually. And then Torrent Scales gets to bring itself back because, of course, Silent Boots was banished. And then going to activate Chaos Creator now. That's going to summon Minerva and then put back both of the other PKs. And then going to link for a copy of Curious because we have a Light Warrior, Spellcaster, and Beast Warrior. So that's pretty good. Curious gets to mill here. That's going to send a copy of Lumina because we have a normal summon. So gonna Lumina, and then bring back something else. And then the mill 3 off of Curious is going to hit Bigfoot, Droplet, and then Raiden. And then going to banish 3 lights, it looks like, for Levianeer. So Levianeer is going to actually Monster Reborn. So that's going to bring back the Lumina. Should be in defense. And then Lumina going to pitch the Wing to bring back Felice. And then going to Link Summon. This gets banished because it was brought back via its own effect. For a copy of Appaloosa, so 2 negates there. Gonna overlay the Chaos Creator and the Levianeer for Hope Harbinger. And then going to link those two away for the Verite Anaconda. Actually, that's amazing that if the Dragoon package is still in there, that he milled so many times. And he milled 3 off Dante, 3 off Charge, and 3 off Curious. And didn't hit a single one of the Verite Anaconda Dragoon package. So that's quite remarkable, actually. Wing is going to bring back the Silent Boots. And then going to normal summon the Lumina. And then link those for Masquerena. Should be in the middle here. Hopefully they catch it. Yeah, IP in the middle. And then Verite Anaconda going to activate. Going to Chain Gamma in response. That's just going to be negated via Appaloosa. And then going to Chain Gamma to negate Appaloosa. So this is going to get Appaloosa off the board, but the Verite will resolve. Unless if there's 2 driver. Because, yeah, the Verite resolves because the Gamma can't summon driver, so it doesn't negate. Because it reads, you can special summon both this card from your hand and 1 driver from your hand, deck, or grave. And if you do, negate the activation. If you do that, destroy the monster. So it has to special first in order to negate. And because the second Gamma is summoning the driver, it's going to negate the Appaloosa, but that means the first Gamma is unable to summon the driver from anywhere. So it is now unable to negate the Verite. So yeah, Dragoon does hit the board. The Verite should still be on field. Yeah, Verite should be in that zone. Yeah, and that is better for sure because Masquerena is now going to be live. So definitely quite solid. Gonna be a lot harder now for Adamancipator to actually break past this. For turning the top deck is gonna be another copy of Researcher. That is definitely not ideal because he already had one. Going to normal summon Doki Doki and then activate Researcher. That's gonna hit the board and then gonna activate Doki Doki, pitching another copy of Researcher. That's gonna be negated by the Dragoon. And then is this in res or is this in response? So gonna go for Unicorn even though there's no card in hand. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so it looks like the Researcher actually whiffed anyways. Yeah, that could have been pretty dangerous actually, because that potentially could have hit a Roxy's, which would have been quite strong there. I don't think it would have been like insane, but it could have led to Raptite and potentially a way to break the board. But yeah, just not enough cards in hand to both use Unicorn and Dragoon. But regardless, it's going to be game. So yeah, Lightsworn Faminate's going to be taking game number 2 here. So the board definitely was quite good. He held his hand traps a bit too long there. I mean, granted, of course, like it was an explosive hand, given the fact that the mill was really, really good off charge. So kind of just got the whole play started, able to preserve the normal summon. So going to game 3, looks like Rocks are going to go first. And before we get started, of course, just want to quickly shout out my patrons as usual. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. The long form and consistent content is made possible thanks to you guys. And if you do want to help support the channel, definitely go ahead and check it out in the description box below. But we're going to move now into game number 3, where Prankid's Adamancipator is going to start things off with Double Signs, Droplet, Seeker, and Roxy's. So definitely not amazing. You have to pick between Seeker and Roxy's to start with. That's kind of a hard one, honestly. Curious as to what he's going to pick. I mean, with signs or double signs, it's going to be more manageable. But this is definitely playable. And then the opening hand for Lightsworn Faminites is going to be Chaos Space, Ancient Cloak, Raiden, Charge, and Dark Magician, the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. So we saw Droplet in the deck game 2, but I still assume that there's not going to be any hand traps. So definitely going to still be able to full combo, even though this is not the ideal hand for Rocks. Going to go for normal summon of Roxy's and then go for Meow Meow. And then activate Roxy's. It's going to banish the Droplet to draw a copy of Supplier, not a bad pickup. And then summon the Lampsies out of deck. And then going to link those off for a copy of Dodo. And then Lampsies triggers, burning for 5, and then going for a copy of the Roxy's from deck. Chooses not to Supplier here. Could have done it because Meow Meow is a rock, in fact. But going to Signs, bring back the Roxy's. And then probably going to overlay for Granite and then go for Research, I'd imagine. Going to link for Appaloosa, which is not legal because he used 2 Roxys. That have to be different names, of course, so we'll see if they catch this. Hopefully they do. Oh, looks like Supplier is going to be activated. And then going to go for a copy of Guardian. Looks like neither of them actually caught that. I mean, it's going to be full combo anyways because there's just no hand traps here. It just that the route was not legal the way it was done. But it definitely would have been full combo with the Supplier draw and just double signs. So I don't think it'll ultimately matter too much. But yeah, definitely be aware that this has to use different names. People mess this up all the time with Saryuja. Back when Danger Thunder was legal because all the dangers were at 3. And people would frequently use like double Jackalope or double Tsuchinoko to make Saryuja when you just couldn't. So yeah, definitely be mindful of that. But yeah, signs, the other signs, which isn't once per turn, is going to bring back the Roxys. Also should be in defense position. But going to go for Gallant Granite and then use that effect, that's going to grab Researcher. So yeah, this could have just been done in the other order where like you go for that play first. And then go for Appaloosa afterwards. So yeah, ultimately, like the sequencing just made this play safer, but there's just no hand trap, so it didn't matter. Gonna go for Researcher, and then use that effect. Oh, nope, gonna use Seeker first. I lied. Gonna use Seeker first to excavate and then hit another copy of Supplier. And so we have options. We can go into Raptite. We also have Researcher left, so this is quite strong. Gonna synchro for a copy of Raptite and then use Raptite to hit, looks like a copy of Doki. Could have also summoned Nibiru, fun fact, because this one doesn't have a level restriction on it. Just any rock monster. And then going to go for Researcher, that's going to hit 5, and then, or Excavate 5 rather, and then hit Guardian. Lots of quite strong hits here. And then going to synchro for a copy of Borrowed Savage Dragon, that's going to equip the Dodo. And then going to Doki, special summon the Analyzer by pitching the Guardian. And then gonna link the Doki and the Guardian away for the Gallant Granite away for the Masquerena. And then activate the Analyzer. That is going to hit another copy of Doki. And then going to go for Abyss Dweller, which is very strong against Lightsworns, of course. The Masquerena is a bit dead here, but I mean it's not horrible. It's like actually it's not really gonna be doing a whole ton here. Yeah, I do like leaving Raptide on board generally just because like it's really good as a disruption, especially with Dodo because it's a wind, so it's free. But regardless, this is still a pretty solid board, especially with Dweller. Gotta draw another copy of Charge, so. It has at least pretty good plays to load up the graveyard, but we'll see how it can recover from Dweller. Dweller activated in standby phase, and then they're going to use Charge, it's going to mill 3, and then hit a copy, or add a copy of Lumina rather. So even though he had a Felice, he wouldn't be able to use it even without the Dweller, because that's to be sent via a monster effect anyway. So yeah, definitely not the worst. Still has like Chaos Fodder. So Chaos Space going to come down next, pitching Raiden. And then that is going to be negated by Savage. Charge the Light Brigade, going to mill 3 more. And then going to search for a Lumina. So yeah, this Minerva won't trigger because of Dweller. They're going to then... Oh, that's going to be actually the end of the match. Yeah, because just like normal summon Lumina gets negated by Appaloosa. And can't really do anything because Dweller is going to deny... Like, it denied the Minerva. It's going to deny the Ancient Cloak. And Chaos Space potentially. Also, the hand just wasn't that good anyways. So, yeah. So, Rocks are going to be taking this match 2-1. Very interesting stuff. This deck is very fascinating. I don't really see a lot of people play Lightsworns that much anymore. But always cool to see, like, just the Turbo Chaos decks that try and wombo combo as much and sack as hard as possible, right? But that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like as well as any thoughts or feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more informative and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. If you want to, you can follow me on all social media platforms or support me via Patreon or TCG Player. All the links are description as usual. And until next time, I will catch you in the next video. See you guys.